Hi Scorpio natives, it's Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, here to talk to you about what's coming up in the new moon for July 20th, 2020. And here we have the new moon right elevated at the top of your chart, just inside the 9th house. So it's late degrees of Cancer. And so this is a really interesting energy because we have both the sense of an ending of something and a new beginning. So new moons, of course, give us a beginning energy over a 4-week period. But because it's at such late degrees, we kind of feel like something is also coming to an end. And so there is this idea of maybe that you're finishing up something and you're getting ready to start something new. Or perhaps you just completed something and now you're ready to launch something else. Now this is in your 9th house of spirituality, education, legal matters, and things like that. So it's possible this is related to something like that, but it's also very elevated in your chart. So it can be about how the public sees you. That is, with your job or profession, how you are seen in the world, your reputation, how you are pictured in social media and things like that. Now, besides the late degree, it also has this issue that right directly opposite it is the Saturn at 28 Capricorn. So we have a direct opposition to this new moon. And this means that anytime now that you're thinking about jumping ahead and doing something new, you are going to run smack dab into a wall, some sort of opposition. This opposition could take the form of some authority figure who says, nope, you can't do that. They might say, it's not legal, it's not right, it's not ethical, it's out of character for you, any of these things. And this may or may not be true. This is an authority figure that you have deemed as the authority. They may not be an authority in real life. So that is maybe there's somebody who writes something or communicates in some way that you have said, oh, this person knows what they're talking about, so I'm going to listen. But deep down, what this really is there is some sort of mental block going on where you might be thinking, oh, I'm not sure if I can do this. I'm not sure if I know enough or if I'm confident enough or if I have enough expertise. And so then poof, an authority figure steps up to confirm what your deepest fears were, and you stop dead in your tracks. Or you don't have to, but that would be the inclination. So because what this really says is spot the obstacle and then go through the obstacle, go above it or go below it or go around it. If it's a mountain, you have to climb it. It says to take a look at how you're speaking to yourself and make some changes there. If you are a victim of negative self-talk, I shouldn't say victim, if you are in the habit of doing negative self-talk, and many of us are, it is time to really check with yourself, because if you are saying things to yourself that you would not say to a neighbor or to a sibling, then really it's not going to be motivating for you either. So it is something where it is a habit where you can stop doing it. And this is the time to actually address it, to say, you know what, I'm the one that's stopping myself. I want to move forward. And so you eliminate the obstacle by saying, I'm just not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to put myself down. I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to trust myself. Now, of course, where we look for our action point is Mars, and Mars is in Aries, which is fantastic. But the problem is that Mars in Aries, in your 6th house of routines and doing things and, just getting stuff done, is unfortunately not making an aspect to the moon, sun, or the Saturn. And so you are taking a lot of action. You're getting things done, but they may not be in line with your goals. In fact, you might feel you're too busy to work on some of the spiritual lessons that are going on right now. And so this is your little bit of kind of a notice to say, is the action I'm taking actually helping me in the long run? Or am I just running through my to-do list and just checking things off that actually aren't leading me to somewhere I want to be? Now, that's not to say that the Mars things are unimportant. It just says that they're not in line with the energy this month. And so that might be that maybe you want to start a blog, and so you conquer this nervousness about publishing your writing. But instead of actually posting the blog, no, instead you're doing your laundry, and you're doing it really well because the Mars is in Aries there. You're rushing through it and you're getting it done. But that doesn't really lead to the blog post being posted. So that's where the awareness comes in, is, am I taking action that is in line with my goals? So when we look at your relationships, you have some interesting energy because you do have Neptune in the 5th house, you have the Uranus in the 7th, and you have lovely Venus in your house of intimacy in the 8th house. You also do have an aspect between the 7th house ruler, that Venus, and the co-ruler of your own sign, and that would be the Mars. And so what we have here is the sextile. The sextile is an opportunity for love and romance, especially intimacy this time. But it is just a sextile. That means if you don't take action, this energy won't manifest, but it does say that if you initiate something, a connection with someone, then something can happen, and that can lead to something that is a physical relationship. This also does say that if you want to move your relationship forward, if you want to make some changes, again, if you initiate, you have the opportunity to do so. When we look at home and family, well, Uranus is not making an aspect to the Pluto. It is making a semi-sextile to the Mars, that co-ruler. And so that does say that there is some activity around your family right now. It is not the happiest. Seems like it's a little irritating, that maybe you've been cooped up too long, or maybe you are irritated because you can't see your family right now. And so there is that sense of, it's not like devastatingly bad energy. It's just sort of like just that a little bit of irritating, like a little rock in your shoe, or a little mosquito bite that you can't quite reach the scratch. And so taking some action to see if you can remedy that would be good. You know, see if you can do more Zoom conferences with them, connect in some way, so that you don't have to feel like this sort of need is not getting filled. This does mean, of course, if you are thinking about moving, or if you're in the process of moving, that there can be some irritations in this. You may have to step back. Like if you are unpacking from a recent move, it may not go as fast as you want. If you're looking for a new place, you know, every place you look at is going to have one little thing that's not quite right, and see if that's something that's fixable by the landlord or by yourself, because otherwise you may just want to step back and see if you get some better energy later. Now, when we look at your career, you have some very positive energy. Of course, because you have the sun moon elevated, you are very easy to see. Plus the fact that the sun is making an aspect with that Pluto, your ruler. And so what we have here is opportunities for new jobs, promotions. You can get a certification or licensing happening because we have the sun and moon in the 9th house. And if you are staying in your job, you have the ability to transform that job into something that you like more. Now, it is an opposition. That means that there is going to be some back and forth, some compromises here and there, but look at what you don't like doing at your job, see who you can delegate it to, or if you can eliminate it entirely. See if what you're doing that you do like in your job, you can expand so that you're doing it more. So when we look at your money, it is pulling money from that Jupiter in your 3rd house. That means the more you communicate, the more money you can make. This also means that you can make money through writing, teaching, transportation related things, and so forth. So money can come in from multiple different sources, especially when you add a little bit of technology to that. You can really magnify your voice. But if you've thought about doing maybe a podcast or a blog or something like that, this says that there are some opportunities. Of course, it's Capricorn. It takes a little while to manifest, but you're going to have this aspect for some time yet. Now, when we look at your resources from others, and we also look at money coming in from a business or passive income sources, you have the Venus going on up there. That does mean that some money can come in from, government sources, banks, people giving you money through crowdsourcing and things like that. So you do have that opportunity, but there's still a little disconnect because there's no aspect between the Jupiter and the Mercury. And so what we've got there is that you can start to put this out there. The actual money, maybe the payout's not coming quite yet. So with the Venus there, do the application or put up the Kickstarter page and all of that. And then later, when these energies line up, and they will, then you're going to get paid. So you have to do the work up front. I know it sounds weird for a passive income source, but yes, you have to do the work up front, and then the money comes in later. Now, when we look at your money derived from career, we do not have an aspect between Jupiter and Mercury, and so you're a little bit out of sync. This means you're probably going to make basically what you made in the past, kind of an average month. You're not necessarily going to make lots more money. Again, with all of the positive energy with your career, it's possible that you get the promotion or get the new job, but the actual paycheck is a little bit delayed. And of course, there's a lag. And so when you get that will be when these energies line up, and they will line up pretty soon because Mercury's now moving forward. It's moving at its full speed, and so you won't have very long to wait to actually manifest. Now, we have some interesting energy around windfalls for you because you are doing that sextile. And the sextile energy, which I keep telling you about, is a very positive energy, but it means you have to activate it. Now, with the Neptune Jupiter, what you need to do is do something more on the spiritual. And that is, you might do a meditation every morning, visualizing what you want, so that this actually programs your brain to hunt for the opportunities. And so when someone does, mention the opportunity, you're there, right there to grab it. That would be something like if you wanted a TV show, and so, but you don't have any connections in the TV industry whatsoever. That's where we would see something like this, where you would do the meditation, and then one day somebody, just happens to send you an email about a casting call, or that you run into somebody who is a casting agent or something like that. That's where these windfalls can happen. It is that you have to plant the seeds. And in this case, the seed is a mental seed. It is a seed that you plant inside of yourself so that you become more aware of the opportunity when it arrives. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. There is some footage of LaRue for the LaRue fans. And if you like videos like this, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.